Today we're going to make this magnificent box jointed box out of okoume, which I get from the big box store. Comes up red, very nice timber, I like it. And Queensland fiddleback maple. Look at the lustre on that. Come out great. I've used it on the top and on the bottom. With a redwood, the redwood upper tray comes up great. Such a pretty box, this, such a pretty box. So, come and follow along and we'll make this box. It'll be fun. Okay guys, the timbers that we will be using in today's box are okoume. I get it from the big box store. It comes up a bit red, but it's a great timber. I like it. Fatty light. It's good. It's good for a carcass. Queensland fiddleback maple. It comes up great when it's polished. Really good, as you see. And so let's get started. I ripped this to about 150, which is about 30 mil over what it should be, but I'll show you why I did that later. I planed it down to about 14 mil. I'll get the whole box out of one piece. If I made it a bit longer than what I needed to, I might have to use two pieces. I mean, they've got a big offcut, and I've got a heap of offcuts already. So just keep that in mind when you are looking at the size of the box. The carcass of the box is going to be about 260 by about 170, I think. Anyway, so and also when people do box join, like they like grain match, follow the grain around the box. Mate, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And this one I'm not. We're ready to dock the timber to the exact size of the box, which is 260 by 160. Hey guys, this is my box making jig. I've got a half-inch dado cutter set up in the saw over there, and I've got the stopper that controls the width of each finger. To start off with, we're going to use the packer on the stopper, so we only cut half a finger. Now I'll leave it like that for a minute, and you'll see why in a minute. We've got our box cut the length with the sides and the ends. And as I said, we've cut it to 150, which is about 30 mil over. Now we are going to do the box joints. And the way you're going to do that is you've got to mark the bottom of them all, bottom of the two ends and the two sides, and keep the bottoms the same side to the stopper side all the time. So when you do the box joints, you've got to do it one side and turn it over and do it the other side. And we'll start off with the two long ones. And we'll start off with a packer in between the stoppers, so we only cut half a finger. You'll see what I mean as the video goes on. Okay guys, as you see I've got them all set up now. The two small ones stick down past the two longer ones. So all we have to do now is to mark, the bottom of the two small ones and cut them off so they're level with the two long ones. Okay guys, so now all the bottoms are in line. So all we need to do now is to work off the bottom and cut fence and to cut a straight line on the tops. I'm going to cut them to about 1/18, which is in the middle of a finger, which leaves a half finger on the big ones, which is what we got at the other end. Also mark with your pencil AA, BB, CC and DD. The box is cut now and everything is in line. So we just need to put it together. We got the box all cramped up. You see I had to use a lot of cramps to get it all cramped up and check the square. Also I leave my fingers longer, about a mil and a half longer than the box. Because it's easy to get to sand the fingers off, but if they were under, you got to sand the whole side or the whole end. So just leave your fingers a bit longer when you do your checkouts. Okay, that's it now. All ready, waiting to dry. There's a lot more work than doing the mitered box joints, but it's good, it's fun too. So it's just another way of doing things. It's a cup of tea time and with a story. I had finished my apprenticeship and I had left that firm, and this is the first time that I've had any time off ever. I think I went straight from school into my apprenticeship, so there was no time off. So I had about 6 weeks off, and it was fun. It was, I just bummed around, didn't do much at all. But after about 6 weeks, I was getting bored. All my mates were working, so I thought, oh, I better get another job. So in those days, you looked in the local paper for jobs, and there was always a heap of them there for wood machinists and cabinet makers. So I just picked one out for a wood machining job, and close to home, and I went over and I got the job, and I started there. And they made steak plates. You remember the old steak plates that you used to get in restaurants, where you get a cast iron skillet with a timber surround underneath it, a timber tray? Well, I used to make the timber trays, and by the hundreds. They also made insert handles, where they used to router out the little teak handles around the edges and inside, and they done them by the 44 gallon drum. So it was a mass production shop, and I lasted there about a week. I just couldn't hack it. So anyway, so I was out of a job again, so I looked in the paper again and I saw a place that made furniture. So, well, furniture's better than making steak plates. So I went over there, got that job, and they were pushy too. This guy was really pushy. He just kept pushing and pushing and pushing. And he was so mean that he actually took the doors off the toilets. So you couldn't go in there and have a bludge and have a smoke. So I lasted there about 10 days. And then I saw a job. A cabinet maker to make specials. I thought, great. And they were paying well above the odds. I remember that. They were paying really good money per hour. I thought, that's great. So I went over there, got an interview, got the job. Then I'll show you around the factory. And he opened the doors of the factory, and what the furniture they were making was coffins. And as a 19-year-old, I mean, Jesus, I was taken aback. Coffins. He wanted someone to do specials. And all these thoughts are running through my head, like, do I have to go and measure up? Damn. And I'm thinking, what if I don't put it together right? What if I don't glue the bottom in specials? These people must be heavy. What if the bottom falls out? I think, stuff. Right. No, so I kindly refused that job offer and moved on. The next place I went to was a furniture factory that made hospital furniture, which worked really well for a while. It was they made hardwood hospital furniture, and it was a nice place to work, and you got to do various things. I was in the machine shop one week, and I was in the cabinet making shop next week, go on site a little bit. It was a good variety of work there, I thought. But after about 6 months there, they got brought out by a bigger firm. And we all got shifted up to their head office, their big factory in Thomastown, Melbourne, and it was a mass production place. So I quit. So that's the story for today, and we'll continue on in the next video. Take this out of the cramps and see what we've got. It's come up good, it's come up good. Okay, that sounds up pretty good. That's good. Okay. The box, the external carcass is now done. And we'll move on to putting the bottom in, which is going to be a solid Queensland maple bottom and a Queensland maple top. I'm going to extend the bottom past the carcass about 10 mil, 8 mil, and put a round on it to add the highlight. Thickness the bottom and the top. I've made the bottom about 16 mil and the top about 20 mil. There, and the bottom The bottom sticks out past the box about 8mm each side, and I'll put a half round on the bottom, and that will serve as a highlight, but it will also serve as the bottom of the box. I just glued the bottom on, and as you see it's got about an 8mm overhang all the way around, and after it's all dry we can work on the top. But I forgot to put the internal little rails in for the tray. This is a fairly deep box, but I can do that now. I can glue them in now. It doesn't really matter. I should have done it before I put it together, but no. I've had the 2 little internal rails cut, and I cut a couple of spaces, so I can sit them in the bottom of the box and rest it on there, put a bit of glue and glue them up. And with the spaces, just put a screw in them, but you've got to be able to get them out. And once they're in the box, you can't get your fingers in there, so just put a screw as a handle. Just put them in there. Bit of glue in the rails, not much, just a tad. And do the same on the other side. When the box dries, we can start making the trays, and I'll make them out of old redwood that I got out of a 100-year-old house. They used to be the old skirting boards. This timber's about 100, 120 years old. So you can see the nail holes in there, but that's part of the character of the timber. Where they fall, and I'm going to make the tray out of the old redwood. I cut the redwood down to about 45mm and planed it down to about 9mm thick. And I'm going to have two ends and 2 dividers. I'm only going to butt join these, and I'll put them together with the pin gun. A bit of glue on all the rub it over with your finger. Okay. Now we're just going to put them together with the pin gun. The pin gun works great, guys. It's invaluable in box making. It works so easy and so. That's it. The box is all together, and I'm just gonna pin it on with the small staple gun. All done. All done. Okay. The tray is finished. There it is inside the box. Take it out and see how it fits. Nice snug fit, which is good. Gonna we are going to cut the lid now. We've already thickened it to size to about 20-21 mil, and we'll overhang it the same as the bottom, about 6 to 8 mil overhang. And there's a reason for that, which I'll tell you after. That'll look good. Queensland fiddleback maple. I've cut the top to size, and I'm going to use a accentuated half round cutter, but it's not half round. It's very elliptical, I suppose you call it. It's a very big cutter, so I've got to be very careful. Okay, we've rounded over the top with the extended half round. Come up really nice, really good curve on that. And we're ready to hinge the lid. Now I'm going to hinge it again with the 25mm butt hinges, but I'm going to do something a little bit different this time. I'm gonna router the hinges all the way into the box only, not the lid. The lid is going to overhang by 8mm past the hinge, and that's to keep the lid upright when it's open. Okay, we're getting there now. I've temporarily hinged the lid. You see how it stays open? Because it's overhanging at the back. With it overhanging at the back, it will flop all the way down. And it's much better if it stays open. I've only got a couple of screws in it at the moment, but those little screws are bloody hard, so you get one stuck. So I just wanted to make sure it fitted before I take it all apart. And now it's ready to start sanding, and then we can polish it. And this time I'll show you how I polish the boxes. Cool. Come up good, hasn't it? With the Queensland maple base and the Queensland maple lid. Hey guys, this is my drying rack where I stack everything towards the dry. Each piece has its own tray, so I don't have to touch anything. And it dries pretty quick. It dries at about 15 minutes, and then I sand it down and I give it another coat, and sand it down again and give it the third and final coat. It's a really nice stuff. It's an industrial finish that we use in the cabinet industry. It's just a single pack, 100% gloss. And it's really nice stuff for the furniture lacquer. Hey guys, another box, all finished. This one came up magnificent with this Queensland fiddleback maple lid a threadwood box inside. I didn't put any material in this box because I didn't want to hide any of the timber. It looks great. You see how the lid stands up by itself? Because I've overhanged it at the back, 8mm, so it just stands up. It doesn't need any stays or anything. And with the box joints and the underside, come up really well. Okay, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy my videos. Please subscribe if you can. I'm only a new channel and I need all the subscribers that I can get. And as normal, I'll be giving this box away to one of my subscribers. If you live in Australia, please just leave a comment in the box below and I'll pick one out and I'll send it to you. I've sent 2 boxes away this week already. Bit expensive, but I'm doing it. I'll do it for a while. And yeah, it's come up well. We might do something different next time. Next time, I think we're going to make a chessboard with a surround. But I'm going to show you how I make a surround. It's a bit different than what other people do. So come along. Have a look at my next video, and we'll take it from there. Thanks for watching again, guys. Cheers. Goodbye.